Well, fake spring number 2 or 3 or 4 is over, but spring is still in the air in the animal world.
And Lui and Oliver have some great stories to get your mind off winter 2 or 3 or 4 as it continues. And here's this week's edition of the Newshounds.
Here's the Newshounds, Lui and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the Newshounds, a discovery in the Galapagos.
A baby what?
And otters on the rocks.
But first, remember Wednesday? With 1 day of warmth, the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago let its giraffes access their outdoor habitat for the first time this year. The giraffes were able to stretch their legs, and boy, does that feel good. In past years, the giraffes have been known to run around. However, this year, it was more of a casual stroll in the nice weather.
Scientists have discovered that a type of giant tortoise present on one of Ecuador's Galapagos Islands is not from the species it was previously thought to be. A study concluded that nearly 8,000 giant tortoises living on San Cristobal were genetically a different species than the other tortoises. In fact, their lineage may belong to an extinct species that cohabitated with a surviving one. The Galapagos, whose rich biodiversity inspired Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, is home to a large variety of flamingos, albatross, and cormorants.
A furry little face has popped out to say hello at Adelaide Zoo in Australia. This is a Quacka joey who made its debut wiggling its nose out from its mama's pouch. Quacka joes live in their mother's pouch for about 5 months. And here are some fun facts. They are one of the smallest wallaby species in the world. These marvelous marsupials were once abundant across Australia. However, they are now vulnerable to extinction. They are now only found in the southwest region of Western Australia, most notably off the coast of Perth. They are plant eaters and are related to kangaroos with powerful hind legs and feet. So, now you know.
And finally, it doesn't get much cuter than this. American river otters Tilly and her 2 adopted pups, Flora and Hobson, are enjoying an icy treat. All 3 are rescue animals who came to the Portland Zoo as orphans, unable to survive on their own in the wild. Once threatened by fur trappers, North American river otters are now relatively abundant in healthy river systems in the Pacific Northwest. So let's end this week on a positive and darn cute note. We need them both.
And that's this week's edition of the Newshounds Now Update.